Hey guys, welcome to another video. I'm your tutor, Roland, and we'll be doing special angles in this video. Alright, so special angles are angles that you can draw from the 60-degree triangle, an equilateral triangle. What I was trying to say is that you need to do this at the beginning of every trigonometry test. So you need to remember this triangle off by heart. Not very difficult when you've got 60 degrees in every corner. So from here, it gets a little bit more complicated. You write a 2 on every side. Well, that's because it's an equilateral triangle. So each and every side is equal. Right? You then take from the top of the triangle, you draw a line straight down into the middle of the bottom or the base. That means that you're cutting that bottom 2 into a half, which means you've got 1 as your length on the left-hand side. So what you need to remember here is that your angle 60 degrees that you've cut is now 30 degrees. And your bottom base is 1, your hypotenuse, which is the line opposite the 90 degrees, is 2, and your upright is a root 3. So 1, 2, root 3, 60 degrees, 30 degrees, and 90 degrees. That is your first special triangle. What you'll notice is that the sine of 30 is equal to a half because you've got O over H. So the opposite side of 30 degrees is 1, and the hypotenuse naturally is 2. So if you take cos of 60, not cos of 30, but cos of 60, you'll find the same thing. Cos is A over H, because it's so katoa. A would be 1, and your 2 would be your hypotenuse. So those are very important angles to remember, and it will speed up your trig. The next one to remember is taking a square. When you take a square, you have 90-degree angles. Each side is equal to 1. And then you cut the square in half from the top left or the top right corner to the bottom left corner, like I've done over here. You see that your 90 degrees cut in half, which gives you a 45 degree. Your sides on the right and at the bottom stays 1 and 1. And then your hypotenuse is root 2. And that comes from saying 1 squared plus 1 squared equals 2 squared. Not really. 1 squared plus 1 squared is 1 plus 1 squared. Take the square root and you get the square root of 2. So it works either way. There you go, those are two important triangles. The way to start either of them, you start your first one by doing an equilateral triangle, and you do your second one by doing a square, and then cut your square in half, and you'll get this triangle like I've drawn below over here in the blue. You then get theta, we say is 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and 60, because these are our special angles. We write cos theta, sine theta, and tan theta in this particular manner, because this is another way to remember these triangles or these angles. As I mentioned, you've got cos of 60 gives you a half, and that's easy to see if you look at the green or the red triangle in the green cloud. You see at 60 degrees your opposite is what you're not using. You're only using your adjacent and hypotenuse. So you say adjacent over hypotenuse gives you 1 over 2. Sine theta works the same way, but we're doing sine of 30. We say sine of 30 is the opposite over the hypotenuse, which is 1 over 2. And then your tan theta, which is tan of 45, which is O over A. If you look at it, you're not using your hypotenuse, you're only using the opposite, which is 1, and your adjacent, which is 1. And you get 1 over 1, which is equal to 1. Very easy to find. Now let's do cos theta. So we do cos 45. You look at it, it is your A over H, which is 1 over root 2. If you're doing the same for sine theta, you'll say opposite over hypotenuse, which is 1 over root 2 as well. Now let's do cos theta of 30 degrees. Now that's a triangle at the top right. 30 degrees would be A over H, so your adjacent in this case would be root 3. Your hypotenuse would be 2, so you have root 3 over 2. Let's do sine 60, same story. You've got O over H, so your opposite is, in this case, is a root 3. Your hypotenuse stays the same as 2, so it's root 3 over 2. Tan theta, let's say tan 30, you can see there's 1 over root 3, and then root 3 over 1. If I'm going too fast, please, as always, just pause the video or start the video again. Otherwise, go to thinkbrainwave.com where you'll find the entire resource database regarding trigonometry and all other aspects and topics for mathematics, Afrikaans, science, and English. So that's us for now. Easy game.